Hey, everybody, non-competes are gone. Or are they? This is John with Contract Diagnostics, and the FTC just announced the vote. Out of 5 votes, 3 say ban non-competes and 2 say let's not. So it passed. Non-competes are gone. But we're not quite sure when this comes into effect or if it does at all. This is an article just released from The Hill, and it talks about the vote, 3-2, like I said, in favor of banning the non-competes. Now, it mentions 18% of workers are subjected to non-competes. Now, we see physician contracts every day at Contract Diagnostics, and outside of certain states, we see the vast majority of physicians have non-competes in their agreements. They look a lot different from state to state, from specialty to specialty, and employer to employer. But most every single physician that we work with, again, outside of a few states, have non-competes in their agreements. Now, there's been some changes over the past year, some in anticipation of this, some states doing their own thing. But this is the federal ruling that came out today. So what does it look like? What does it mean for you? Well, let's know that non-competes are not just for physicians. They're for high-level executives. They're for top lawyers. They are for automobile workers. They're for teachers, but they're also for fast food workers. They're also for baristas. They're also for servers at restaurants. And so they touch a lot of different people, from sales to executives to physicians in healthcare. So this is important for a lot of people across America. The article mentions about 30 million people. So what now? Well, I think it says right here, the final rule would ban non-competes for all workers and require companies to let everyone know that we're not going to enforce what we have if this is put into play, which won't be for 120 days until it's published in the Federal Register, which we don't know when that'll be. It's already been challenged starting tomorrow on Wednesday, the 24th of April. There'll be some challenges. So this thing won't get published for 120 days, best case. And even then, it's not going to be, because it's going to be challenged and fought and litigated in court. Now, does the FTC have the ability, the power to even do this? Most people say no. So it's interesting that they've pushed the button on this thing. I don't know if it's a political statement or a move. I personally didn't think anything was going to happen until after the election. So I'm surprised that it's going through. This is something that I think will play into the presidential election this year. But what I do know is that of all the physicians that we've worked with, we're getting a lot of text messages and emails. We encourage those, so keep them coming if you're a client of ours. But out of all the physicians that we've worked with, I don't know how this is going to directly impact you, at least not right now. Now, if it goes through, your employer may have to pull the non-compete. They may be unenforceable. I think it's going to be something similar to the way the states have speed limits, or the way the states are looking at the marijuana federal regulation, or abortion even, where each state is taking their own individual approach based on the merits of the state. So you may have some states that say we're going to keep them for high-paid executives or people who make over $250. You may see some that take it away for some workers, maybe under 50 or under 100,000, or in certain sectors like food industry or automotive. Maybe they'll keep them in healthcare. Maybe they'll keep them for people making over $340,000. That's one of the current legislative opportunities in one of the states. So we don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but we do know that nothing's going to go into effect until 120 days after it's published in the Federal Register. We don't know when that's going to happen, because we don't know if it ever will be, because lots of other groups, from tech companies to restaurant organizations to the American Health Association and everything else, is in the process of looking at this and seeing what they can do legally to push back and challenge it. Business groups obviously think that they're very important for their business. And again, we don't even know if they have authority to do this. So it'll be very interesting to see what comes out in the next few weeks, the next few months, and how this whole thing is challenged in court. So we'll share this article with you. We encourage you to keep us posted on what you hear out there, but we will do the same as well through lots of content like this. You can reach out to us anytime. info@contractdiagnostics.com. We have a free 15-minute web inquiry that you can sign up for, where we'll call you at your preferred time, and we'll answer any questions you have. We'll talk about things. We'll talk about the non-compete and what we know. We'll talk about your situation. And there's no charge for those calls. We are here to help. So look us up at Contract Diagnostics if we can help with anything, including non-competes. But know that we don't have a crystal ball, and we can't predict what this thing looks like in 2 months, 2 weeks, maybe even 2 years. But we'll keep on top of it. We'll have a lot of content coming out, so stay tuned, and we look forward to keeping you in the loop.